Welcome to Private Money Secrets. I'm Keith Yackey and I'm your host, and all we talk about here is private money, real estate, and some other fun stuff. Grab your favorite beverage. Let's dive in. What's the greatest thing you can invest in? I get this asked a lot. What's your best deal you've invested in, or what do you think your best investment is? And I can tell you this. A lot of you guys know, if you've listened to the podcast for any length of time, you know how much I talk about how you are your greatest asset. You're the best investment. But I want to be a little more specific about that, because I think when we hear that, there's a lot of ways that you can invest in yourself. You know what I mean? You can invest in comedic relief, entertainment. You can go consider that investment in yourself. But when I really talk about investment, I'm talking about upgrades. What are we upgrading? So my daughter rolled in today, and I was listening to a book with my headphones on, but I was in the beanbag area, and she knows that if I'm in the beanbag, I'm kind of open game. In my office, no bueno. Nobody goes in there. They know, hey, Dad's busy. But when I'm hanging out in like the loft where the beanbags are, even though I got my headphones on, she's 5. She don't know no better. She's just like, all right. There's Dada. That's that guy that has a lot of fun with me and says a lot of funny stuff. I'm gonna go hang out with that dude. And she goes, Dada, what are you doing? I said, oh, I'm working. But what do you mean you're working? I said, well, I'm upgrading my brain. What? Oh yeah, I'm becoming smarter. I'm reading right now, but I'm having somebody else read it for me, and it's speaking in my, and I'm speaking in my headphones, and I'm upgrading the way I think. Oh, okay. So I'm going to get smarter and smarter till the day I die. And that's the answer to my question when people say, what is your best investment? I have come to realize in my life that everything I have that's good, that's great, that's wonderful, whether it's me looking out over the ocean, the beach right now from my kitchen counter, or whether I look at the amazing relationship I have with my wife, or if I look at the business that's thriving, or look at my fun friendships of my friends that come over most of the time once a week to shoot pool for hours on end. I look at all the stuff in my life, or the things that people would consider, hey, you're blessed, or you're lucky, or wow, you're fortunate. Any of those things that would add to that image, those things 100% came from how I think about that thing in my life. And so when I come to the realization that everything good I have has come from good thinking, then I should be doubling down at breakneck speed to invest time, money, and energy on upgrading my thinking alone. Because if I think better, I act better. When I act better, better things come into my life. That's it. And I know it sounds like an oversimplification, and I know it sounds like, can it really be that? The answer is yes, it can be. And let me explain to you how. Ladies, you're going to like this one. There's some deal breakers, some deal breaker activities that certain guys do, or things that they might wear that you instantly go, nope, this guy has no chance with me. Why? Because of a standard that you've set in your mind of what you will tolerate and what you will not tolerate in your life. You might look at the money you make now, and at one point it may have seemed like a far off goal to hit that dollar amount. But also in the reverse, if you think about how much money you made as a 16-year-old, maybe at the car wash or at a fast food restaurant, if you were to, somebody said, hey, you got to go back and do that, your brain would be like, no way. Why? Because you have had an upgrade in your thinking, which translates as an upgrade in your standard, or the upgrade of your tolerance level of what you will tolerate in your life. Hence, why upgrading your thinking is the most important thing. You say, Keith, man, I'm buying what you're selling, brother. I'm buying what you're selling, but how do I upgrade it? The solution to pollution is dilution. That from my good friend Wade Thunderfelt Lightheart. We call him Thunderfelt because when he comes over to my house, man, the guy really knows how to hit those billiard balls on the old pool table felt. So I gave him the nickname Thunderfelt. He's the second nickname we've ever nicknamed. The other one was Parker White, and we call him Shaky Thumbkins. That's for another story. But old Wade T. Lightheart basically said, Keith, the solution to pollution is dilution. What that means is pour in as much clean water as possible, as much good information and environment and association. The information you put in will upgrade you. The environment that you consider normal will upgrade you. The people who you associate, that's what will upgrade your thinking. And you know what's crazy? My 4 or 5 closest friends, my 4 horsemen, as I like to call them, the guys who I've looked in the eye and said, we're going to be friends until we're 88. Those guys, you know what we talk about? Thinking. What you been thinking about? What's your strategy? How are you looking into the future on this thing or that thing? What are you thinking about? And then we get to, okay, cool, that's a great thought. That's interesting. I've never seen it that way. Now how are you executing? But it starts with the thinking. So that's how you upgrade. You upgrade the information you have coming into you. Spend as much money as you can to get the best information. You upgrade the environment that you are in or around. Upgrade it. That will, your tolerance, your toleration for substandard views, substandard environment will massively upgrade you and then your associations. Imagine you're meeting somebody really, really important. You wouldn't be talking about the same bullshit that you'd be talking about maybe with some of your other friends, which causes you to upgrade your language patterns. It's your thinking, gang. It's your thinking. You know why I do a lot of the shit I do? It's because I think I can. And so I do. The difference between you and I and probably a great part of our life is how we think about certain things. If you think abundantly, you nary dip your toe in the pool of scarcity. There's no room down there when the abundant pool is calling me to come splash around in abundance and lavish amounts of water to bathe over my soul. I am abundance. That's what I think. Any shocker why I have abundance? Listen, upgrade your thinking, aka hire the best coach you can possibly afford at this time in your life and even stretch, because that's what will upgrade your thinking. I started off as a $5 an hour dude working at Hot Skates. Who would have ever thought I would have turned into this? Well, deep down I wanted to, and I kept upgrading my associations, my environments, and the information. Started upgrading my skills based off of those other 3 things. My life has been upgraded. It all starts with upgrading your thinking. Peace. All right, so if you're wanting to learn how to raise more private money, go to www.privatemoneypro.com, www.privatemoneypro.com, where I can show you how to be a private money pro. Take care and go rock it.